Welcome to Minutes by Minutes. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
And we're here to talk about what goes on in the village, the township, those government entities that make laws, regulations, and ordinances that affect you out there.
And whether you live in the village of Oxford, township of Oxford, or Addison Township, or the village of Leonard, these are the people that you elected. And whether you attend these meetings or not, the commissions and the committees that they appoint and make decisions that directly affect you. So, that's why we're here.
Well, just wait a minute.
We're your proxy.
In case you haven't heard, we actually do spread rumors.
No.
You more than me.
No.
Yeah, we do. So pay attention. And like you said, if you don't attend these meetings, there's humor. It bubbles to the top.
That's right.
And it will bite you later.
Especially if your ox gets gored and you're not there.
Right. You'll wish you were. Anyhow, let's talk about the meetings that we're going to talk about.
All right.
Talk about the meetings we're going to talk about. Yes. Okay.
Right.
We're going to talk about the Oxford Communications Commission. Cable.
And other redundancies, no.
And other redundancies, yes. But we'll talk about the cable company first meeting. And then we'll talk about the Downtown Development Authority, DDA. All right. So the president, or the chairperson for the Oxford Communications Commission, cable, is Ed Hunwick.
Yep.
Does a great job.
Yep.
We're starting to get used to him. No?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Anyway, one of us is, one of us isn't. You know which guy is going to be on your good list next year, right?
Eddie's looking for a raise.
Oh, no. Okay. So anyway, so they went to the meeting, and it's going to be a short meeting, though, because this was just before Christmas.
That's right.
Yep. And by the way, you may have noticed that we were off for about a week.
Actually, this meeting was held early because of some conditions. People weren't going to be there. So,
A conditional meeting.
a conditional meeting.
I guess that's what it was. Okay. So anyway, they opened it with public. They said, does the public have anything to say? We were the only public there, I think.
I think so.
Okay, so the public was rather quiet, that being you. And so then they read the minutes for November, and that was approved immediately,
Unanimously.
unanimously. How did that happen?
I don't know.
That's because they all get along and they all agree.
That's right.
Good, okay. Bills for November, they approved them, and they were at $17,000, actually $17,254 and some odd cents. 87 sound
Good.
odd?
Don't let those cents get away from you.
You can't do that. So, and you were there too, as was Bill Service, the
Right.
station manager. You guys, I
And
don't know.
Terry Stiles.
And Terry Style, but she was in the audience. She was
But
public.
there nonetheless.
But yeah, she was public. But she didn't speak. She had a chance. I had her feet nailed to the floor. No.
We just got reaction shots.
We did, yes. Okay. So anyway, that's what happened. And they said, okay, what about review of the revenue and expenditures? And so they kind of covered that real quick, and they said, well, excuse me, let's receive and file those. All
Yep.
those in favor? There goes
yep.
the ship sailing.
Yep.
They did. No, it's not yep, it's yay, yay.
Yep, yay.
Yep, yay.
And aye.
And aye, yes. Then invoices. They said, well, okay, all the invoices, let's receive and file those as well. So one quick.
Yep.
They said, any unfinished business? Well, we got a little bit. They said, how about the proposed budget for 2016? Hasn't really been, approved yet. So you went over that. Could you tell me more?
Well, whatever budget they had at the prior meeting, they looked at it and said, that's just great.
Okay. I really stuck you with that one, didn't I? Okay, what a way to pull yourself out of that one.
Moving along.
Moving along. Okay, so anyway, they did approve the budget for 2016.
Which included, by the way,
By the way, what? There's that segue.
provision for a vehicle.
A vehicle. What kind?
Well, pretty interesting now that we've got it.
Yes.
It's a van. It's a Chevrolet Express van, and we just got the title for it.
Yes.
And you know what the model says on the title
No, what?
from the state? That it's a station wagon.
Station wagon. It doesn't look like one to me, does it to you?
It's a big station wagon.
It is. It's a large cargo van is what it is.
Yeah,
Huh.
very nice one.
Now, you got to work with the state to try to resolve that issue.
No, I don't. I like station wagon.
He doesn't want to do any more paperwork than he has to. The state made a mistake.
This could be a big advantage when it comes time to pay for the plates.
It could be.
What do you mean van? It's a station wagon. It says right
Lighter
here.
weight? I know it. Did you check on MDOT and see if we have to have an MDOT number on that?
No, I didn't. Why, did you?
No. I didn't, but I think at a certain weight, then you have to.
You researched this thing.
I did, yes. I'll tell you more later.
Well, unless you overload it,
Oh, yeah. Well, it takes a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
Because we move, like we do, what kind of things do we do? Basketball games and concerts.
Concerts.
And all kinds of things.
You take it home, go up north for the weekend?
Not me.
No, not you.
That would be you.
No, not me.
Okay. I hope Bill's watching this one.
But no,
about that raise you were asking.
This van will solve a lot of problems because I know Elgin and two other cars. Is it two other cars or Elgin? There's 3 cars that we have to pack up completely with video equipment and audio equipment to go to these games. Now that can be accomplished in one fell swoop with our van.
Yep. And you know what actually inspired this is all of us crying and throwing ourselves on the floor, pleading.
I'm so glad I don't have to listen to that anymore.
No. Okay, so they said, hey, you guys, stop your crying. Stop your whining. We're going to give you a van. I said, okay, fine.
Oh, boy, just for Christmas.
Yeah. So one of the things that Lori Fisher did is she moved monies from various accounts to make sure that that money was there.
Peter and Paul.
She did. And she did point out, though, that last year's 2015 budget, that we actually had extra monies in various accounts that we didn't use.
Yeah,
Remember?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you recall that, right?
Well, you never hit them all right on the button.
No, I've never seen that. They usually have a separate account that they can move that stuff into. The stuff I call money.
What, petty cash?
That's a good name for it. Okay, we could do that. Anyway, so that's the way this thing went down. They did approve 2016 budget and the van. They then Ed Hunwick says, hey, he said, what about the employee handbook? Where are we at on that?
Choke cough.
Lori Fisher says, who's in charge of that particular portion, she says, well, we've been a little busy, with the township hall. We had to move everything. We can't hire people to come in and move everything. We do it. Everybody in Addison Township rolls up their sleeves and they start moving desks and chairs and that kind of thing in order to get things done. So she says, as soon as I get over this, I'll start working on it. Ed Hunwick says, oh, okay. I guess that'll work. Anybody here want to table it?
Tomorrow. You can bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow we'll have a handbook.
It might. I don't know. Right now we're taking bets on it, but it will probably happen someday.
All right.
If we live long enough. Okay. So anyway, I don't know if it'll make a difference if we get a handbook. Will it?
Of course it will.
It will? In what way?
In what way? I'll be able to do a background check on you.
Oh, yippee-yi-yi-ki-yay on that one. Okay. Now they're going to check yours too, though.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You're going to be the checker? Oh, Lord. You heard this, folks. No way should that happen. So we'll have to take a vote in the office once this is done.
Wait.
Okay.
Wayne.
So anyway, so they'll be working on a handbook. And let me see, what else did they have? They worked on the schedule for 2016 in terms of meetings. And Sue Basardi says, whoa, wait a minute. This is a short meeting this time of the year. I propose that next year we not have a meeting in December. Oh, that sounds good. We'll not have a meeting next year. That sounds good. All those in favor, they raise their hand. And no meeting next year in December.
Yay.
With that, we'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back to Minutes by Minutes. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kenny.
And we're talking about the Communications Cable Commission.
Oxford Area Cable Communications Commission.
I knew you'd get it right.
Yes. Otherwise known as the OACCC.
Yes, okay. Well, you like those initials.
I love them.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so that being the case, we're halfway through this meeting, or 3/4 of the way through. And Ed Hunwick says, is there any technical information that we need to know about from our tech individual who was
You.
Buck Kreiderman. No, Buck Kreiderman.
Oh, that's right. The technology committee.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he says, I don't think so. So anyway, so it went on.
Technologically speaking,
Technologically thinking, I've got nothing, right? So then they said, let me see, franchises. Oh, yeah. Question of franchises.
franchise.
Bill
fees,
Service
you mean.
actually, yeah. Bill Service, I think, as station manager, brought that up. Is franchise fees.
Right.
What are they, when do the checks come in? Remember? And they said that the
They're in
charter
the mail.
checks.
No.
Yeah, checks are in the mail. I
No.
think charter gives
I
them
think
what?
the final check for this fiscal year will come in February.
In February. Okay. And so they'll have a better feel for where, you know, how much money they have to spend and so forth when this money comes in, right? Or you already know.
Well, I don't know what the franchise fees will be, or franchise income will be, but
Yes.
it's expected that because of increased population growth in this area, that it will be a bit larger than what we had last year. So,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All these houses going up, they're going to have people.
Yep.
Okay. And they're going to need,
AT&T and Charter.
you got it. Okay. So then they talked about, let me see. Oh, charter. Communications for
Now that I
Leonard.
brought that up. What? Oh,
Leonard.
yeah.
What channel are they on?
Leonard,
Does anybody out there know?
Leonard, because it was in what they called an unbuilt area, was still on analog channel 19. And without any particular notice,
Can you say snow?
nope. Without any particular notice, digital boxes were delivered to people in Leonard. And I don't know how far or how many people actually got these things, but it's more or less in that population center and not throughout Addison Township yet. So, people
According-
that had analog, now they hook up their little box, they get digital television
On one TV.
on one one that we know.
Right. Well, the complaint was,
And
hey.
what was channel 19 over there now is 191, just like the rest of us.
Well, Shar Sotheby, we don't know that for sure. They haven't confirmed that, but we believe it is.
As a matter of fact, Shar called me back and
She
said,
did.
"Things are wonderful, Dave. It's on channel 191."
Shar Sotheby. Okay, she's on this board also, but she was saying, well, you know, it's nice. Our picture is really improved. It's digital, of course it would be, but the TV we had on upstairs no longer works. Well, that's because you need a separate box for each one, of course.
That's true.
Or there is a way, of course, that you can run a cable, a coupler, splitter off, but then you have to watch the same channel.
Yeah, right. One will be a slave to the other.
It would be.
Yep.
Yeah. Can you say slave with a capital S? No. Right. But anyway, so they are getting better signal over there. I did talk to Addison Township as well, the administrative people over there, and they claim that a little slow coming to Addison Township. But I said, well,
But the move is on, folks.
but I did talk to Charter, and they said that they're in the process of, you know, developing that area as well.
Right,
The new equipment.
right.
So it won't be long, folks, you out there in Addison. Let me see what else we got. No, that's it for Addison
Oh, you
and
got
for
nothing.
Leonard. That's it. Got nothing there. Let's go on to the next one, shall we?
Okay, what is it?
And that would be the Downtown Development Authority in
DDA.
Oxford.
Village of Oxford DDA.
It is, and that's a lively bunch over there. They've got a couple things going. Pete Schultz, of course, is the chairman of that particular group.
And also the fire chief.
Also the fire chief. And he does a great job on both ends.
Uh-huh.
He starts fires on one end and puts them out on the other end. Did you catch that,
And
Pete?
stirs the pot in between.
Stirs the pot in between. Actually, the others do that, the other members. The question came up about Dave Weckel, you know, who's the contractor that's
Right.
doing a development over on West Burdick Street. And
Right.
what his progress was. Actually, Jerry Cremens, who has got the Sullivan's
Bar.
Pub.
Right. Right.
And he brought it up, and he said, well, what stage are they in? And Sue Basarda says, well, Mr. Weckel is currently working on the interior of one of the buildings so that he can reinforce it for a two-story building. And it looks as though it may be as late as June before they actually, you know, do anything in there. So
But he had 3 buildings he was going to either put up new or renovate.
right, exactly. And the question came up is, well, one of the members, one of the DDA council people, said, I was talking to the bank recently, and the bank said they didn't know anything about it, about the reconstruction. So apparently nothing has been approved through the bank, as far as financial.
Oh, was it supposed to be?
Yeah, I think it is. And here's where rumors come in, folks. I'm going to spread this one up. Another piece of property involved also that they questioned was the Glaspie Street address, which is...
Which one?
Snyder Construction owns.
That the...
96,
98?
Is it? 98.
Is it 98, Glaspie?
98, yeah.
Okay.
And there's a contract that they've been working on internally to try to get settled, with Mr. Snyder, Chuck Snyder, who's the contractor of that project.
This was the one that was going to be condos or apartments, right?
Yes, and that's quite extensive too. They're talking over 70-some units, I believe, in that area. A lot of, but it's going to be done in stages, not all at once.
That's down close by the water plant.
Yeah, and next to the lake there, the little lake.
And across the street from other houses.
Yeah, across the street and on the road, next to the road.
And there
they are. And Bill Dunn says, they said, is there anything else you want to discuss here? It's an ongoing project, both for Snyder and for Weckel and his project. And they said, well, not really. We're pretty well settled on that. And I'm sure that they'll go before the Planning Commission, to take care of the finite details before it goes to the village council, for final approval.
Right.
Bill Dunn says, hey, he says, I'd like to bring something up. Yes. What about Bill? Bill is the supervisor of the township, and he serves on this board. He said, on the sweet soup and stroll, he said, that we had last week, he said, I ran out of soup about 3 hours into this thing.
Was he serving or eating?
He was serving. I think somebody was going to ask him that. He said, it wasn't me. And so he said, I was next to where they were selling tickets. And unfortunately, he said, I went through about 3 vats of soup like that. Boy, they might
teach you to make good soup.
Yeah, right. So he said we ran out of soup, so we made a look at that next year. And Jerry Cremens, who also was providing soup, down on the sidewalk across from his restaurant, he said we did too, but fortunately enough, we had some production. He said that we use every day, in our restaurant, and he said we were able to fill that. But anyway, so.
Well, anyway, once the supervisors saw that this was going down, they had made more.
They did. They must have. Bill Dunn says, anyway, they're still hungry. You got to feed them. So they said, okay, we'll look at that next year for sure. With that,
there was this guy with loaves and fishes. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Could he walk on water though?
We'll find out next year.
Yes, we will. Right after this, we'll tell you more. Welcome back to Minutes by Minutes. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kinney.
And we are talking about the Downtown Development Authority and the people and the discussions that they've had so far about soup.
Soup!
But anyway, they got that all settled. And they said, well, let's go on with the meeting. What else do we have?
That whole meeting is soup to nuts, isn't it?
Soup to nuts. Yeah, I don't know. Are you calling? Well, no. No, they're all very level persons. Level-headed persons.
Oh, true, but...
That's soup to nuts.
That's what soup to nuts implies.
I see, okay.
Everything.
All right, you got it. So somebody brought up, well, what about the Christmas parade? Christmas parade used to take 2 hours. Now, this year it only took an hour. They said, well, you can't pick on us for it because we don't sponsor it. Chamber of Commerce sponsors it.
Yeah.
They said, well, maybe somebody should talk to Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah,
well, maybe somebody ought to get more people in the parade.
Yeah, go to the other complaint department.
Right. Pick a number and go over there. Anyway.
Was it because we had less units in the parade or what?
I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah. It couldn't be because the parade was faster, because it was a nice day that day. Don't you remember? You were there.
Yeah, all right. I was there. I remember the live reindeer, for God's sake.
Yeah, there were live reindeer. He was dragging Santa behind him. I saw that. Dragging.
They had big antlers.
Yeah, big antlers. Little guys, though. Not so big.
Reindeer typically aren't very big.
Yeah.
The old
You
poem,
see the looks of that guy, he's got a pole. I mean, is that fair? It's like a bunch of chihuahuas in a...
Well, they weren't that small.
With antlers, if you can imagine that, folks. Anyway, so they said, well, we have bills. Oh, We have bills other than Bill Dunn? Yeah, we have bills. $37,691.90.
And
Anybody disagree?
no standouts in there?
No standouts.
Okay.
So they approved. Bang, it went by. Ship way out in the ocean. They went over the budget spreadsheet and reviewed that for some period of time.
Totally. Eyes crossed.
Their T's were dotted instead of crossed. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, after a while, everything becomes a blur when you look at that stuff. Do you ever notice that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you would.
Columns, rows.
Well, somebody brought up the point that businesses in town are planning their own promotions from time to time.
Yeah.
And that they just need to, work with the DDA, as they're developing these programs, so they can instill their promotional goodies with it.
And develop a coordinated approach, as they say.
In other words, stand in line.
All right.
I say, attention, attention it is. Salute. That was the time. Remember those days, right?
Thou shalt not deviate.
Shall not deviate, ever, never. They said that there is a promotions committee, and they wanted to approve 2016 for the promotions committee, which included concerts in the park, a Scarecrow, festival that they have, and soups and of course sweets walk.
Anything extra?
That's for next year. Yep.
Okay.
So it was approved and ready to go.
Why were they approving this? Which?
This year?
Oh, but it wasn't the Christmas parade.
No, not in the Christmas parade.
Okay.
That's all done. Parade already went by. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Went that away. Okay.
Followed by the Chamber of Commerce.
All right. With sticks and pitchforks. What do you say? I have no idea.
Move along.
Right. So anyway, so they did discuss. Joe Frost brought up that you were talking about Snyder, on his project.
Mm-hmm.
He said that's a difficult one because they want a sign put there, and the sign that he wants kept up for 5 years is what he's suggesting.
Is it a for
He
sale
says
sign?
against ordinance to do that.
What kind of a sign is it?
It's talking about the complex that he's going to be building there.
Oh.
And it was pointed out that it was against the ordinance, but then it was also stated that it's a PUD agreement, which is private use development, which isn't like any other thing that's brought before the Planning Commission. In other words, the ordinances aren't necessarily stamped in concrete or granite in this case. It's actually a communications, a negotiation thing between the village and the contractor. PUDs are pretty difficult sometimes.
Why?
Well, because the guy lays it on the table, he said, this is what I want. If they can't give it to them, they say, well, I'm moving on.
Oh, well.
Or something along that line.
How is a PUD different than a variance?
Because they're not held to the same standards as a variance might require. Well, not the variance. I mean, I'm talking about the,
The thing.
ordinance. Yeah, that thing. Ordinance thing. It's not. It doesn't concur. It doesn't have to concur with
I'm
what the
sorry, I
ordinance
threw that
requires.
one at you.
No, you're not. I can tell you're not. Zoning Board of Appeals is a whole different thing.
I see.
This will never make it to the Zoning Board of Appeals. Won't have to.
Oh.
So it'll be settled. That's one of the things that this contractor doesn't have to deal with. Is worrying if it's going to get through. It's just,
So in any case, it's a special side table agreement.
yeah, it's a special permit to shoot defenseless little animals out of season. That's what this. You can equate to that.
Oh.
In other words, they're not held to
Well
the same standards. That's the way PUD works, okay? It's PUD, I call it PUD. You can see why
Which
I
is
call
why
it
you
PUD.
don't see any unicorns around Oxford anymore.
Absolutely not. That's for sure. Any old business, they said, nope, no old business this time. This time of the year, we're going to skip the old business and make it new business next year. Joe Frost said that he was going to ask for a luncheon with the various committees in the village.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he said that, Jerry Cremens offered, his facility, for that. And he said, I've got room upstairs.
That Irish hospitality kicks right in.
Hospitality. Brings his shillelagh along, and there you got it. They're off and running.
Just in case anyone gets out of order.
Absolutely true. So what I'd like to know is, what do we have coming up Anything?
Well, we have things. On 1/5 at 7 o'clock, the Village of Oxford Planning Commission. And on 1/6, 6:30, Oxford Board of Education will be held at the board offices. And on 1/11, at 7 p.m., Village of Oxford, or Village of Leonard, that is, Council. And at 7:30, the Addison Township Board of Trustees. And at 7 p.m., the Oxford Township Zoning Board of Appeals.
Yes. Now, the Addison Township Board meeting that they're going to have, that ought to be a pretty interesting one.
Oh, you're looking at the agenda I just gave you.
Yeah, you did. And they're going to review equipment, maintenance, agreements that they have. So if you folks out there, would like to get in on the bidding process, that would be the meeting to go to, more
Yep.
likely.
Yep.
Or contact the township in advance and get the necessary forms. And that being said, if we could only push the charter into their their area faster.
That's right. I think that it's not simply digital that's going out there. They're making that major leap, just going from analog, bypassing digital, so to speak, and going to digital HD.
HD meaning
High def.
high definition. And, that's going to really shake up the people out there. They're going to say, "Huh, is that what that guy looks like?
Those guys are really ugly.
Look at all those wrinkles." Yeah. That's what that's all about.
Oh,
We're going to have to wear, mask. So,
put a little Vaseline on the lens.
yeah, right. Lone Ranger. That's coming up next summer.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have another parade for Lone
Now, that's
Ranger.
a fun parade, folks.
Yep.
You've got to be there for that one.
I like the little 6 shooters. They whip them out and they shoot the pedestrians and they're laying on, flopping on the ground, and you know how that works.
I thought you were just throwing the candy too hard.
That wasn't me. That was you,
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't remember. That's a sign,
I remember
folks.
very little, folks.
That is a sign. Speaking of signs,
It's very convenient, by the way.
we're getting your flashing light, which means we've got to move
No,
on.
Senator, I don't seem to recall.
Okay, I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm David Kenny.
We'll catch you right here next time on Minutes by Minutes.
See you then.